Hi there, everyone. Just a quick message for all of our primary principals, but you know what, all of our principals out there on National Primary Principals Day. Thank you. Congratulations. Well done. With half the country in lockdown, you're dealing with some rather shifting, rather treacherous sands at the moment, and you're doing a remarkable job, and I just wanted you to know that you're seen. We wanted to, provide a little bit of maybe semi-inspirational, semi-mirthful messaging for you today. But then I had a call this morning from one of our wonderful expert facilitators, Simon, and he said he'd spoken today to some of his Real Schools partner school principals, and he mentioned that he got this collective feeling that they're battling, that they're just doing it hard. And the story that I've been that's been pervading for me over the last few weeks, as our partner principals have taken their schools in and out of lockdowns, is that they kind of know what to do, that the transition to and from remote learning isn't quite the grand adventure that it used to be, where you just flick a switch and we can get there. But it's the people. It's the people that are battling, that we're getting tired of this, that we're getting run down by it, that we're getting worn down by it. And managing that when your job as a principal is to trying to keep people up and about and keep people in their most positive and productive state. That's hard work. That's heavy, heavy work. And you worry. And I wanted to share with you, if I may, from a small educational business perspective, how I deal with worry. Because for a really long time, it was just to worry. That's what I got to do. And then I managed to start working with a friend and mentor called Pete. And Pete's an ordained Buddhist monk, which means you might think that I get a lot of Zen kind of stuff from Pete that kind of clashes a little bit with who I probably am, being someone that was born and raised in Frankston. But I don't get that from Pete. What I do get from Pete is the opportunity to worry with him. So Pete noticed that one of the things across the whole pandemic that I have done is worry about money. And every conversation we had, I'm worried about what's the business doing, how are we handling it, what's going to go on. And he said, we just can't do this. We can't do this every single time. So we agreed that when we did talk, maybe every second Friday, that we would do the worrying about money together. And in between, I wasn't allowed. And I thought he'd be really gentle with me about that worrying, and I was wrong. So what Pete does is he goes, okay, can we do the worrying about money now? And I go, okay. And he goes, oh no, look at it. We're in so much trouble. It's not going to work. Can your kids go to work? Can your wife do a second job? I think you should pack the whole thing in. And he kind of really cruelly kind of takes the mickey out of me. And what it does is it tells me that the story of my worry in my head is at least in part just a story. And I'm wondering out loud whether that might be useful for you, is to, one, find someone to worry with and quarantine that worry time to one particular moment. And then if you can, and if I may speak so colloquially, just take the piss out of it. Just worry a little bit about it in a kind of, really? Is the world falling apart? Kind of manner. And understand that in a few months we'll be on the other side of this and we'll be fine. It doesn't mean the reality of what you need to do isn't hard. Primary school principals, managing the emotions of your stakeholders when you're working with their most precious possessions is really hard. And for our secondary principals, the whole thing about vaccinations with Year 12 students in New South Wales, I just cannot believe that you're having to wade through that. But it'll all pass. You'll get to the other side of it. You'll be okay. And perhaps one of the best ways to get to the other side of it is pick your time to worry so that it's not with you all the time. Kind of take the mickey out of it where you can. You're wonderful people. From a national perspective, I thank you for the enormous service that you're doing for our country. And on National Primary Principals Day, I just wish you a good weekend. Have a good one, folks.